Hi guys, Dean here with Escape to Gaming, running some errands today. Just dropped some stuff off and now I'm heading out, if I can find a way out of this maze I'm in here. Here we go, heading over to the GameStop. My good friend Jeremy sent me a text last week and goes, dude, excited about that Ghostbusters game coming out. And I go, oh, that's right, I forgot it was completely coming out. I remember seeing the commercials for it, trailers for the remaster, so I was really excited. And didn't really think too much of it. I said, oh, this will be great, I'm anxious to get that. I didn't know if it was going to be a physical copy or digital or what. I had no idea. And I asked Jeremy, I said, well, is it just going to be digital? He said, oh no, he said GameStop has an exclusive physical copy, but there's only so many of them available. So if you want one, I suggest you go down and pre-order it, because there's people on eBay already selling a $30 game for $60, selling them as a physical release, and they're probably going to go way up in value because they're going to be rare, the physical versions of it. I go, oh shit, I better go down. So the next day I went down and put a deposit, $10 down on it. It's a $30 game, which to me is a hell of a deal. I mean, even 40 or 50 bucks on a game like that. Now, I think Jeremy got me the 360 version, a perfect copy of it, a year ago for, I don't know how much, I can't remember what I paid for it, maybe 10, 15 bucks. I mean, maybe even more than that. It's possible it was kind of a pricey game, and it is going up in price. And I was just thrilled to have a copy of it at all, because I love the 360, and I figured it probably would look best on the Xbox 360. I think there's some differences between the PlayStation 3 version and the Xbox 360, and I think the Wii version's even way more removed, and there's even a PlayStation 2 version, so I was really curious to hear how it was going to, pan out. I didn't know, so hopefully it's going to take after the better PC or Xbox version, which I think it did. And last night, finally, they released some early, reviews of it, and it got some, aside from Easy Allies, which naturally nitpicked it all to death, as if it was a new game. I mean, come on, guys, it's an old game. I mean, it's a 2009 game. That's right when I got my Xbox 360 to play Wolfenstein from 2009 from Raven. So I don't have high expectations, but what I do know is that it's made by, I think it's Terminal Reality made it, which is one of my favorite developers. They did Roadkill on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox, and the GameCube as well, one of my favorite car combat games. I love that game, and they also made the Walking Dead Survival Instinct, which sadly pretty much took an axe to their development. The game got horrible reviews, was panned. I think it's a brilliant game. I think it's one of the best zombie games with authentic style George Romero, slow-moving zombies, and I still love that game today. In fact, I thought I was going to have a coronary playing it. It's so intense. As subpar as some of the graphics are, but Terminal Reality has made a lot of good games. I can't remember the other ones that they've made, but they've made quite a few games that I like, so they quickly became one of my kind of favorite underdog, I guess, game developers. But the the Ghostbusters game has been widely acclaimed, and it has gotten pretty good reviews overall. There's some people that pick it apart because of it has long checkpoints. We got to go way back if you screw up. It can be difficult. You're constantly having to, I guess, revive your guys at times and things like that. But there's just games. Once you learn the ins and outs of it, like any old school game, I mean, you can master the game. So I have been dying to play the game. I saw the original Ghostbusters the night it came out with my family. My parents took me to see it. Absolutely loved it. I went back with my wife, I think the next day we saw it again, and then I took my friends. I mean, I saw it like 5 or 6 times at the theater. Ghostbusters 2, the same thing. I just love that movie. And from what I understand, this is as close as you're going to get to a third film, because Harold Ramis and Aykroyd actually did the screenwriting on it. I know Bill Murray wasn't elated about it, did kind of a phoned-in audio work on it. But aside from that, it looks pretty good. At least you got the original cast, and you can't complain about that. It looks like you got the original fire station to go through, lots of Easter eggs. And I just love the concept of it. I've been really anxious to get this game, so I get all hyped because Jeremy's hype. He loves Ghostbusters about as much as I do, so I've been very excited about getting this remastered version. right now, with everything I'm going through, sitting on my comfortable couch and playing my PlayStation 4 or Xbox 360 and PS3, they're all hooked up on my big TV. It's just a little bit more comfortable for me to sit and play games and what have you. I'm anxious to sit down with a game and really go through it. The graphics look incredible. I'm really pleased with how good the graphics look on the game. It looks like a fantastic remaster. I guess the cutscenes are pretty much as they were. They're not improved upon, which is typical when they do a remaster. Usually the cutscenes are pretty much one-to-one copy of what they were. But the in-game stuff, if they're in-game cutscenes, then sometimes they can make them better. But I'm just happy to have the game and play it on a higher resolution. I watched some gameplay footage on the Xbox One X last night. My God, it looks like a brand new game. I'm shocked that it's a 2009 game. It looks so vibrant and colorful and fun. And it runs at 60 frames per second. There might be a little slowdown when shit gets crazy on the screen, but I don't care. I'm just thrilled to have the game. So I'm on my way there right now. I just wanted to secure my copy. That's one I definitely wanted a physical release for. Not that it matters with the elaborate keys that are on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Like I've mentioned before, they're basically just keys to play the game. It's not like you're getting the complete game because of the patches and all that. But which comes to another interesting point. They just announced recently that they're going to have this Jedi Outcast. I've been counting the fucking days down to get my copy. It's just a digital copy. I think it's only $10. I mean, it's not that much money. So I was prepared to go out and get a card the next day when it came out, and then go buy a money card for $15 or $25 or whatever on the PlayStation store, and then just redeem the code and buy the game off a money card. I don't ever give the credit card numbers to PlayStation. I don't trust them or Xbox to save my life. So I'm real funny about that. I buy the money cards, I redeem those, and then that way I'm safe. But anyway, so I'm all excited. The game looks great. I see early comments on it, and John Hancock, I think, did a video about the problem with the game. But a couple people I mentioned, I think it was an IGN thing. Oh God, I can't wait to play this. That's the best $10 you could ever spend. And then later that day, a guy goes, "Yeah, it's a great spend the $10 on it, providing you play." He said, providing that you don't need to play an inverted aim, because otherwise you're going to be shit out of luck when you can't get your money back from the PlayStation Store. And I'm like, oh geez, now what? So now I got to research it online, invest more time to research a game, and it's like, really, guys? These fucking devs, they couldn't. I mean, it was in the original Xbox version you could invert the aim. That's the only reason why I played it. And people in the comments, oh, these people can learn to play the right way and all this stuff. I mean, I could do a whole vlog on, and frankly, I think the correct way to play any game is to play inverted, and I'll tell you why. If you had a thumbstick on top of your head, you move the thumbstick back, you look up. You move the thumbstick forward, you tilt your head, and you look down. That's how I learned to play all the flight sims, like Chuck Yeager's Advanced Flight Trainer on the C64, is you had to learn to play flight games that way. And so I don't understand that everyone gets all wound up and out of shape, over the. They get, I guess, triggered because you want to play with inverted controls, and to me, it's the proper way to play. It just makes sense to me, and I have a hard time playing other games. Yes, I technically can play them both, and I have. I mean, the old T2 game on it was a PlayStation 1 or the Super NES. I remember that was the first time I had to force myself to play the other way, and it was really hard. I mean, it took me hours to try to get reconfigured with it. I just like playing the inverted controls, and a lot of my friends do. Jeremy and my friends do too. Most of my gaming friends, ironically, play the same way I do. So, but I think we're in the minority because everyone has their own way of playing. But regardless, I can't play the game. I'm not going to sit there and fight myself and relearn at 56 years old how to play a game and suffer through the game when I should just be able to choose inverted controls. Why the fuck? They have every other minutia and configuration. Oh, you can do 4.3 and 16.9 widescreen, all this shit, but you can't fucking, you can't play the fucking game? Inverted? I just don't get it. So I've held off on it, and they said that I can't remember the name of the dev, down in Austin, Texas, is a development team that did a pretty good job converting them over to modern, PlayStation 4 system, these older 6th-gen games. But my God, I mean, to leave out something that critical. But they said, oh, don't worry, the next few weeks we'll patch that in. So I'm waiting. I mean, of course, it's not like you're going to turn the thing on and all of a sudden they're going to announce, oh, the game is patched. So I'm going to have to dig every week and go research, has it been patched yet? Has it not been patched? I mean, it's just crazy. So I'm very disappointed. That was like one of the biggest letdowns of 2019. I was so excited about playing that game. I can't believe they'd fuck it up that way. But anyway, it looks like they're just opening. I'm going to go in and get the Ghostbusters game, and then I'll pick this rant up where I left off. So I've got the goods. Heading back to my car. I'm going to head back home and got a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, which will be fun. Oh, goodness. I can't wait to get home. My back's already killing me here. Let me see if I can turn this around. There we go. Put this up here for a second, my seatbelt on, so yeah, it worked out good. At the game cheap, I even had a $5 off rewards point thing to get $5 off it, so it cost me $25, plus tax, which isn't bad. Oh man, it's painful to get in and out of this car. It's comfortable driving it, but it just takes its toll on me after a while. I do like a short trip to my GameStop or the grocery store, and that's about it. All right. There we go. There's a circus across the street, Circus Vargas. Never even saw that. Shit, sideways. Sport mode on here. It's a beautiful day today. We're getting the fall is coming in, and the leaves are just starting to fall. My oak trees out back are starting to shed acorns, and the squirrels are going nuts fighting over the millions of acorns they're hitting. They hit hard. I have a big metal patio cover out back, and they hit and bounce off it and make a hell of a racket like a rocket. But the squirrels don't waste any of them. They get every single one of them. Which keeps my cats entertained. They like to watch the squirrels, and Oliver's, he goes after them. Luckily, he's a little slower than they are. Otherwise, he'd be killing them. He kills everything in sight, like the predator. But, so yeah, I mean, they got this deal with a Jedi Outcast. I'm just waiting for that to get fixed. That'll be great when that's repaired. And, again, this is, the problem with games are releasing them knowing that they can fix and patch them later. So you're really never getting, Radical Reggie's always, oh, here, I got this physical copy, otherwise I wouldn't buy it. As if it's going to make any difference, because the day's going to come where, I don't know if you'll be able to keep your patches in your hard drive. I don't know, or I've heard of the 360 that it constantly has to update them, or they lose them. I don't know. I just don't know what the future is going to be with this 8th gen. And now I've heard rumors that the 9th gen could very well be online only, like they were going to have for their Xbox One early on, where you have to be connected all the time, like you're on with a server or something. If that's the case, like I mentioned in one of my other rants, I won't go anywhere near it. I'm done, and that'll be it. And I'll just be happy with my 8th gen in-back consoles, but let's hope that's not the case. Aside from the mega female protagonist in every single game coming out, my God, it's everyone. Gears. They got this new Last of Us, Joel. Fuck him. You're gonna play as a lesbian girl, and it's gonna be a lesbian revenge story and all this stuff. I can't do it. It's just me. I'm old-fashioned. Don't listen to me. It's just my own hang-up. Whatever. I just refuse. I have to I can't do it anymore. I can't keep pretending that every game isn't heavily compromised with political correctness. I mean, this is, I don't want to get into a lengthy rant on politics and all that, but I find it very, very disturbing. And no one questions it. I mean, a lot of people don't really like it, but I'm going to buy the game. I mean, I want that combat, and it's like, well, game's heavily compromised. If it doesn't bother you, then, what can I tell you? Go ahead and buy it, I guess. That's why we're going to keep getting more of the same. It's every damn movie coming out. There's a new Doom Annihilation movie or something that's out. Kind of a straight-to-DVD movie. It looks okay. I mean, for what it is. I don't have high expectations. But again, where's the Doom guy? Oh, there's no Doom guy. Fuck him. We got a woman. She's better. It's like a little Scottish gal. She's really as thin as a waif. She's thin. She doesn't look very muscular, but yet she's going to slay all the demons. It's like, oh, come on. Really? It never ends. And now it's the comic book heroes, it's everything. And no one questions it. I mean, a couple people do, but they go ahead and they'll go to the theater and watch it. They'll buy the game and play it. So we're going to keep getting more of the same. So it's getting to the point where, unless they have, give you an option of playing like a male or female character, like they did with Far Cry 5, I think at least that's fair. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're playing as kind of a silent, player or protagonist anyway, so it's not like you even hear the voice. And at least they had that with Rage 2, which I did play about an hour or so of Rage 2. I've got to get back to that game. There's more DLC coming out for it. The game looks fantastic. It's going to be hard for me to sit and play it for hours on end. In a game like that, I'm going to be so immersed in it and throw myself into it, and that's what I'm afraid of, is and then I pay for it for days afterwards. I've been playing a lot of racing games because I can play those laying on my side, playing on the original Xbox, Need for Speed Underground 2. I'm really enjoying that. I can't believe I missed the boat on that, 100 years ago. Really fun. And on that Test Drive reboot that was the 6th gen, I'm playing that. And then when I get home, I'll show I've got some new developments with my PlayStation 2. My modded PS2 had some problems, but now I get fixed in a much better and bigger way thanks to my good friend Steve Baker. So I'm going to take this rant inside here pretty soon and go over some things. Let me get around the slower traffic. Oh God, these bumps kill my back. But, I haven't had a chance to do a vlog in a while. I've just been so inundated with projects at home. There's a lot of things going on with my personal life, which I'll get into perhaps in another rant down the road. I mean, there's just all kinds of things from every angle hitting me. They aren't all bad. They're good and bad. Some of them started off as bad, but they came out to be quite good, in the end. So I believe in the end, everything works for the good. If you focus on the positive and what you want in life, that's what you'll see develop. That's what will materialize and become your reality. If you keep projecting on a positive, your positive goals and a positive direction for your life, I really believe that you'll be rewarded with positive things that'll happen. And, we're being tested. We've been through so much. We've lost so much family. And we've just been through a meat grinder. My health thing has got some really bad news from my neurologist, which has been very discouraging. But I'm just, moving on. I'm just going to make the best of it and do the best that I can. And you just find a way around things, There'll be other procedures and other things that I can do, perhaps to fix it. It's just, it's all new for me. I don't understand all this medical stuff, but all I know is my reality is I've got to get shit fixed so I can get back to work. I've been out of work 6 months now. It's a long time, way too long. And it's just, I can't let my wife be paying for shit. I just can't do it. So I'm working hard at trying to get things repaired and getting back online. Oh God, it feels so good to get outside the house and take a little drive. I had to run a couple errands. I had to do a few things, and so I'm having fun kind of getting out and driving around. But anyway, I'm almost home. I'm going to shut this off, and I'll continue this inside some things I want to show when I'm back home. So thanks for coming along for the ride. I'm so happy to have this Ghostbusters game. I'm just so thrilled to have a physical copy of it. I love the movie so much, and I'm anxious to play the game. So I'll be back home here in a bit, guys, and I'll pick this up where I left off. Hi, guys. So anyway, I'm back at home now. I've got my PlayStation 2 hooked up. I thought I'd share with you real quickly what happened. So Steve helped me mod, the original Xboxes, and I have 3 of them all modded now. I'm so happy with them. I've been just playing the shit out of them, hooked up to my big TV one at a time. So I just unplug the component cables, hook up whichever one I want to play, and then plug it in. And I've got the PlayStation 2, my modded one here. My wife got me for my birthday a really clean, super clean, all original, fat, kind of a ladder model, one of the good ones, PlayStation 2s that looked like brand new. I mean, the memory card that came with it did have some games. The guy had played a couple games with his children. You can see he had a memory card with a few games on it, but the thing was like new. So Steve goes, "Do you have a fat PS2?" And I go, "Yeah, I do." He said, "I've got this little thing I can put on the back, and that way you can attach a hard drive to it, and you could load, just like you do with your Xbox, you can install all your favorite games. Not all of them. It's not quite as user-friendly as the other one. In fact, here's a list. Here's the games that I have installed. I just installed. Now, Steve already had like maybe 12 to 15 Japanese shmups, shooters, spaceship shooters on it. And he said, "If you want, I can delete all." I said, "Oh, no, leave those on there." Plus, he's got some cool fighting games. A lot of really rare ones where you really needed a modded PlayStation 2 to play. And plus, I played all of these. I've installed. All these PlayStation 2 games I've got installed. And I have more that I could install, but these are the ones that I care about, that I'm interested in playing right off the bat. Oh, God, this is killing me. Jeez. So anyway, unlike the original Xbox, there's only a few games that you can install. There's quite a few PlayStation 2. Like, you can install Manhunt 2, which I have here, but you can't install the first Manhunt for some reason. You can install... oh, God, I forgot. I left my cats outside in the garage. I'll be right back. I'll go get them. Sorry about that. Oliver apparently got in the garage. As soon as he gets in, I don't see him. I close the garage door, and he digs at the pedestrian door coming into the house, so I had to go get him. But anyway, where was I? So some games you can install. You can't, like you can do San Andreas, GTA, but you can't install GTA 3 or Vice City for some reason. It's just odd, very strange. But I have like both Smuggler's Run and Splashdown Rides Gone Wild and Downhill Domination. A lot of my favorites. Manhunt 2 I'm actually going to start playing. It's been so many years, and I just replayed all of Manhunt on the original Xbox, which is great. Plus you can play it on the PlayStation 4, but sadly they don't have an option to play this on the PS4. This has superior mechanics. The story's not quite as good, but this is an intense game, and it's hard. There's parts of it that are fucking tough. But I still have my memory card where I beat the whole game and unlocked the 4 extra bonus levels on it, so I'm real happy to dive back into this. But so I've got a lot of games in here. I mean, just tons of games, and it installs them relatively quickly. You get about probably 10 to 15 minutes to install each game. It's a little slow. You could do it on a PC and then take like a thumb drive and make it quicker, but this works for me. I don't mind. I'm patient, and I enjoy the process of watching. It's exciting watching it install. Just so neat because you don't need the disc. I can just play Manhunt 2 anytime I want. So, and right now I'm in the midst of getting ready to pack up all my shit. So with all these modded, Xboxes and PlayStation 2s, I can just play whatever I want without even pulling the disc out, unless I feel I need the manual for whatever reason, but I don't. But so anyway, I got back. I got my Ghostbusters. I had to get the physical copy of this. This is such a game. This is one that I really would like to have the box of. And I guess they're going to add, the multiplayer later, which is fine. But I'm so excited about playing this later tonight. And then I thought I'd show some other things. So anyway, Steve helped me with this. And apparently, so when he set it up, he gave me an 80 gig hard drive that worked good. It was like, I don't know if it was Western Digital or what, but it was one that he'd had in one of his PCs, and it worked perfect. And it worked initially when I started installing games, but after a while it just stopped working. It wouldn't install any more games. He goes, I wonder if that's the little deal on the back of the PS2 that you plug the hard drive into, or maybe it's the hard drive itself. So he said, well, in the next couple of weekends I'll come by and we'll figure it out. So he brought by a couple of his little intermediate thing that you put on the back that connects the hard drive. He put one of those on. We tested it, the kind of process of elimination. Found out the hard drive was, just wouldn't work. So he gave me, took the 80 gig one out, and he had a 160 gigabyte that was his own. He just started putting it on his own modded PlayStation 2. So I left the games on it. I installed that whole pile of games and still have 87 gigabytes of space left, so which is great. So I'm more than enough, for what I need. I don't even need another coin ops on this. I mean, I'm just happy to be able to play these PlayStation 2 games as I can. But anyway, I thought I'd mention that. Thanks, Steve, so much. I mean, the guy's been such a good friend. He's helped me with personal things at home here. He always takes the time, during the week to, send me a text. Hey, bud, how's everything going? How you feeling? How did everything go with your neurologist visit? Stuff like that. So I appreciate that. He really cares. And my good friend Jeremy felt bad that I've been kind of going through a meat grinder. So he surprised me, and I got this package in the mail, and I knew who it was. I saw from Ohio. I go, oh, that's got to be Jeremy. I go, what's this? He sent a nice note saying, I'm sorry about the shit you've been going through lately. I thought this might cheer you up. I knew you were surprised to see me end up with a copy of it. So he sent me a really super clean copy of Planet of the Apes for the PlayStation 1. He got this, and I'm like, wow, dude, I didn't even know they had that. I love the Planet of the Apes. I had all of them on Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray. I've got them, the original 5 films. I've got them Blu-ray as well. God, I bought them on VHS. I bought them on DVD and special edition DVDs, and I got the Blu-rays. So I love the Planet of the Apes series, and I was elated to find out that they had, that you could actually have this, play this for the PlayStation 1. It's so cool. It's just absolutely mint. Comes with a manual, the whole deal. I'm really happy. Thank you, Jeremy. This really made my week. I really appreciate that. And then if that's not enough, a newer friend of mine, Phil, I'm going to have a link for his channel. I'm going to have a link for Jeremy's channel down below, as well as Phil's. Now, Phil is a new friend. He's got a really nice YouTube channel. He's got a wonderful game collection, much nicer than mine. Very knowledgeable about games. He does a lot of good pickups videos, which I've enjoyed. And he loves cars, which is rare. What is with the gamers? They don't like cars. I'm shocked. I'm like, you can count on one hand how many gamers I know that are into cars. I just don't understand why they don't like them. It's a different generation. When I grew up, that's what you did. If you wanted to be cool, you had worked on cars, roll your sleeves up, and take engine shop at work, and tear apart lawnmower engines and put them back together. Next thing you know, you're ripping apart small block Chevys and souping them up. And so that was a big part of my childhood. And I guess today kids are building PCs instead of cars, or they're into the little, Japanese cars, which are fine. I like some of the Japanese cars as well. But anyway, he was inspired by my strategy guide collection video. So he found a bookstore or something where they're blowing out these tons of strategy guides. He bought a bunch of them. And one of them I saw was a game that I just recently got. I said, oh, you got an Incredible Hulk game. That's great. I said, I just got that game. I didn't know they'd made a guide for it. He says, dude, I don't even care about this strategy guide. I'll send it to you. So he sent me from Scottsdale, Arizona, where I used to live years ago, back in '89, this wonderful Hulk guide. Now I have there's 2 Hulk games for the Xbox, Hulk, something of Destruction. I can't remember what the title of it is. And then there's just the Hulk, which I actually like this movie. I think it had, William Hurt was in it, played a general or something. I like the film. What's funny is that I only like the comic book heroes that were on TV, like Batman had a TV show. I like Batman. The Incredible Hulk I grew up watching with my dad, so I like the Hulk, If it had like a TV thing, Spider-Man I never really was into because I never watched on TV. Now I did read it in the newspaper. I used to love it when I was delivered papers as a paper boy. That was one of my favorite comics, but I just, I kind of lost it. I don't watch Superman that much anymore. My dad loved Superman, so he'd take me to the theater to see the Christopher Reeve Supermans. I did enjoy those at the theater. I have them on VHS. Don't like them enough to really upgrade them to DVD or Blu-ray, but they're good films. But I like the Hulk. Something about the Hulk. It's just so primal. And Batman too, because it's somewhat realistic. He's a detective. He doesn't need a gun. He just figures it out, uses his hands and his wit and whatever. And I kind of like that. But anyway, thank you so much, Phil, for this. I love this. This is great. I love unusual strategy guides. I didn't even know they made it for a game like that. So I'm dying to play both of those Hulk games. Playground for Destruction. I can't remember the name of the one. One of them is really acclaimed, and this one I think is not as popular, but it still looks good to me. I'm just thrilled to have it. So those are a couple special gifts from some of my wonderful viewers. You guys have been so kind. It's not even the gifts so much, it's the comments that really get me choked up. I've had just so much outpouring of supportive comments. It's been a tough time. I don't want to have every vlog where I'm talking about my problems, but I can say this, there's a lot of positive things that are moving forward and going in the right direction. I have a few boat anchors weighing me down, like my back pain and problems is just, I'm on, pain pills right now just to sit and get through this, vlog, which is just so frustrating for me, but I'm just happy to be gaming. I'm happy I can game. I wish anything could play that Rage 2 or Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, or my new Far Cry 5, but I just don't think I'm literally up to it, I just don't think I'm up to it. Something else I made, I brought up, one of my last vlogs, I did a thing, and I was showing some, games, and I brought up that Terminator Redemption game. And I said, I challenged my good friend Silverwings21. Dude, this guy could actually, could be in the Guinness Book of World Records. He beats every game. He's played more games and beat more games than almost anyone I know. He's beaten, played every game, I think, on the N64 and beaten them. Every game in his collection, if he hasn't beat it on hard, it's not in his collection. So this is a game that's notoriously hard, this Terminator Redemption. The beginning's not too bad, but it ramps up, and near the end of it, there's only one playthrough that I know of. And he even studied that playthrough. So anyway, I gave him the challenge. Dude, I challenge you. So he went out and he found a good price copy of the game on eBay, got it, and said, I'm going to do this for you, Dean. And so he filmed, and I'm going to have a link for it down below, a complete playthrough. Now, unfortunately, I just discovered this morning, I watched about 90 minutes of it, the first night he had it uploaded. I was so excited, and I put a couple comments, oh, dude, thank you so much. This makes my whole year. I was so excited, because I love to sit and watch playthroughs. No one seems to like watching him anymore, but I love to watch him. And he's just so good at games, and he cuts through all the bullshit. Even watching this, the Duke Nukem Time to Kill one, he's just hilarious, and he swears and gets wound up just like I do. The difference is he perseveres and pushes through, where I just will rage quit quite often. But he beat the fucking game, not once but twice. He beat it just to take notes so he could go through and do a video playthrough and look like he knows what he's doing. And he just blew through it like nothing. And the game is fucking hard. It has some time sections, the latter half of the game that I watched off and on. I went through and kind of selected parts of the playthrough just to kind of see what some of the levels were like. And this other guy struggled with it. And so to see him go through it, I said, okay, that's good, dude. After that, now I want to see you beat Predator Concrete Jungle. He goes, well, I got other games I'm going to play right now. In fact, he played like an NES or Super NES version of the Terminator on hard and beat it and just uploaded that. But you can check his channel out. I love the guy to death. He's cool as shit. He's like one of the last of the, non-political correct gamers. His channel won't get monetized because he swears in it and shit like that. Of course, I don't care about that stuff anyway, but he's got a much bigger channel than mine as far as subs and all that. But I just love the guy to death. He's cool as hell. And every time I go in that game room, I get teary-eyed when I see that Atari 2600. That's been my lifelong dream, and he made that dream a reality. It's not so much the money that he invested in, it's the fact that someone thought enough of me to go out and buy me something like that. It's been like this holy grail that's so elusive. I could have went and bought one on eBay years ago. I don't know why the hell I didn't. Not only did he send a beautiful, clean Atari 2600, but he also sent a grip of games with it. Went out of his way and tested the games. This is someone that gives a shit. And this is the people in the gaming community that I am so privileged to have in my life. Without you guys, I wouldn't do this. You guys, when I'm so down and out, I see your videos, your encouraging words on my own videos, and it gets me all excited and wound up, and that's what this is about. But anyway, so that's I'll have a link for his playthrough of the Terminator Redemption, and the guy's really good. It's very fun to watch. I just love watching him play games. Need for Speed Heat is coming up. That may be the only game. I want to get the new Modern Warfare Call of Duty. I'm going to have to pick and choose. My wife will probably kill me about the Need for Speed Heat. I can get one game this year. That's what I want. There's a new Grid reboot. I'd love to have that. I'd love to have the remastered Sniper Elite V2, but those games aren't going anywhere. Need for Speed Heat, I've been actually investing a lot of time in my phone. And in fact, maybe I can show them here. I'll just show you this real quick. I just think it's so cool. You can go in, there's an app. You go in, you find the app.
It's a Need for Speed app. You hit the app, and it's Need for Speed Studio. Never mind the greasy fingerprints all over my phone. I gotta clean my phone. My wife gets these little wipe things on Costco, but she's got more coming. There's the cars. I have like a showroom, and there's all of my cars that are in there. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the deal? Can I go from side to side? And then there's the next one. I got like a Viper. These are the cars that I've gone through and customized, lowered the cars, set up the negative camera on the cars. There was a car that I went a lot of races with in my Need for Speed Payback game, Buick Grand National. There's my Challenger, same color, same rims as mine. It's so cool. And there's many more cars. And then you can go in here, you can go into all cars, and you can just choose all these cars. And there's new crates of cars coming, and you can cycle through just reams of cars. Just more and more cars, and so you can go through and pick a car you want and customize it. You can put it into your favorite. You have a 5-slotted garage. You can go, and then later when the game comes out, somehow, probably through passwords and shit, you can download and import all the fucking cars you've dialed in into the game, which is cool as shit. So anyway, that's enough of this. I'm excited. I like little gimmicks like this. I'm not as techie as you guys, but this is one thing I learned. I said, I want that app. I want to see if I can go in and I love customized cars. Sometimes I can't sleep. I'm in so much pain at night. And I just need a distraction, take my mind off from my problems. I can put hours into that. And I just sit there with my reading glasses on and I dial in the cars and set them up. Pick the BBS wheels I want. And the paint job, you want them satin finished, you want it metallic, heavy metallic, gloss, matte, it's so neat. I don't know, I love racing games, so that's one of my things. And I can play them laying down, which is good for me right now. So yeah, we're getting ready for the move. I'm painting stuff. In fact, this wall behind me here in the corner used to be red. Now it's, my wife painted that back for me. The other news, it's minor news, kind of local to Sacramento, but they shut all the Dimple stores. Steve's been going, Dean, they got 90% off. You got to get down there. And I go, oh, God, I can't. I don't have the money. So the other day, I get a haircut. I go by. I'll go buy the closest one. Just, you never know. Maybe I'll find a rare jazz CD or something that no one wants. And I went to go in there, and there's a big dumpster out back. They've got all the signs and the shelving sticking out of it. I go, they're closed. They're done now. So I called Steve that day. He said, yeah, dude, you missed the boat. Just last week, they shut them all down. I go, well, it's a shame. It's so tragic. When I these mom and pop stores, the bulk of my collection I built through Dimples. Back when the prices were good, they would give you good money for games, and you could buy games cheap. But now and then they started near the end. I think they were losing money, and they started like double the prices on everything, and they'd give you like 50 cents for a game. I mean, it was GameStop started looking more attractive. So I kind of stopped going there. I kept going there to buy like used DVDs because you could still get those for a few bucks, but games they knew what they were worth. All of a sudden they started getting expensive. But I got most of my collection done thanks to my good bud Jeremy. I'll link for his wonderful channel down below. The guy's like the ultimate collection. He's got a PlayStation 1 collection I just salivate over every time I see it. He'll send me text middle of the night. I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden the phone lights up. Oh, what's this? And he's got, dude, check this out. He's got pictures of all these games that he just bought. He just bought like 20, PlayStation 1 and PS2 and Xbox games. And then sure as shit, a week later, he'll do like a pickups video with me. He always lets me see him first. Kind of like a Patreon, only without the Patreon. You get an early view first, dude. Like, oh, thanks. I always save the pictures and put them in my downloads just so I like, because he's got a great knowledge of games. There's a lot like this Planet of the Apes. I didn't even know about this. I said, dude, where'd you get that? I didn't know they made a Planet of the Apes games. So again, Jeremy, thanks so much for that. So cool. But anyway, I'm still got my PlayStation 1 collection video coming up, my original Xbox collection video coming up, and I've got another car vlog, which is pretty interesting. Some of my friends already know what's going on with that, but I'll tell you some things that happened with my Challenger. Got to go over. It worked out good in the end, but initially it was like, oh no, what a nightmare. But in the end, everything works out. You just got to keep the big picture in mind and not get all worked up with the minutia and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to playing this Manhunt 2. I love this game to death. It's so challenging and so fun and so intense. Kind of like the Nicolas Cage 8mm movie, which is pretty disturbing in concept, but it's that kind of a vibe. It's just unsettling. I mean, I've spent many a night up late at night just sweating like a pig playing this game. It's so fun. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Just a little update vlog. I just thought I'd show you. I was excited about the Ghostbusters thing. So it gives me an excuse. I've got a film going to my GameStop and getting this. I had to do it. So if you get a chance, play this, or let me know what you're playing. What new games are you excited about? What games have you just recently got that you're really enjoying? I don't care if it's a female protagonist or not. Let me know in the comments. I like to know. Again, I have my own criteria for what I'll play and what I won't play, but that's just me. It doesn't mean that I'm right and you guys are wrong. Life is short. I want to play the games that I like to play. I'd be terrified to see what they would do with the Duke Nukem today. My God, if he came back, I don't even want to go there. I just probably would be not good. So I'd rather just be happy with Duke Nukem forever, and thank God at least we got a nice send-off. As bad as it is in parts, I still love the game to death. In fact, Silverwings 21 did a complete playthrough on hard of it too. They're a good one. So I've enjoyed some of I need to go back through and watch that whole thing all the way through. He's got the best playthroughs. But anyway, I'll have links below for all these channels. Let me know in the comments the games that you're excited about this year of getting and the ones that you're playing to date. I'd love to know. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and enjoy your games.